So year after year, we're seeing more and more 3-point attempts per game. I want to ask y'all: do y'all think the reliance on the 3-point shot is helping or hurting the league, and is it taking away from other aspects like the mid range and post play? And how do you see it shaping the NBA's future?
I
You want to go first?
Yeah. So I was thinking about this when you had sent us the topics for this episode. My best thought, I heard this the other day and I was like, wow, that really matches up. So the NFL is becoming more of a pass first league.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that you can compare that to the NBA becoming a 3-first league.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way the game changes. It's just the way things are nowadays. And I feel like a big part of that, like compared to the NFL, teams are a lot less physical. It's a lot more, just go out there, play a little more lackadaisical, throw the ball, and then use the other things to set up so they'll use the run, they'll use other things to set up the deep passes and the passes. Some of the NBA, they'll use the mid range, they'll use the post to set up the three. I just think that's the way sports are going nowadays. Is they're moving away from a lot more physical, demanding stuff to a lot more. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like it's really a bad thing because man, the lost art of the mid range, bro. And I do feel like the shift is gonna change because once we only got at most 4 more years of Curry. Once Curry is gone, a lot of teams are going to see there's only one Curry. You can't try to duplicate what Golden State did. So once he leaves and a lot of the Curry wannabes leave and change their game again, I think the three-pointer is going to start declining. I think a lot of teams, it's going to go back to the big man. I don't think isolation basketball is going nowhere, but the big man is definitely going to make his way back once Curry leaves, once KD leave, once LeBron is gone. I think the league is going to make another change to fit the next superstar, which who we already talked about. We think is Ant, and I think they're going to shift to a lot of Ant wannabes. So I think it's bad for the league. You got big men that's 7 feet, like Joel Embiid shooting threes. You're 7'2". Please get in the paint. Please. You shooting 30% from the 3-point line, and a lot of these analysts think that's a okay thing.
That is.
But no, it is for a big man. But think about it. You want 30% or you want 60% of a shot that you can make 60% of the time. You take 10 3-pointers. You make 3 of them. That's 6 points. That's 9 points. You take yeah, you take 10 shots in the paint and you make 60 of that. That's 6 points, but it's still a more efficient shot rather than taking 10 3-pointers and making 3 of them and only making 9 points. You don't factor in the swing. Well, you missed 7 shots and the other team went inside the paint and made six of their 10 shots. They only factor in the 9-6 ratio. They don't factor in the other end of the court. So I think it's a bad thing.
Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
I was conflicted, but then I was thinking while Tink was thinking, and I agree that with all these 3 points, it could be bad for the NBA because there was no. I'm gonna go back to the previous question that Ma brought up, like who's the face and like who's gonna be the face. And the thing is that in this league, there's no identity like that's differentiating from the rest of these superstars. Like everyone knows the formula, jack up 3-point shots, but there's no like say Kobe Bryant. He was known for being godly around the mid range, and then you got players like
Steve Nash,
LaMarcus Aldridge, who was a dominant postman, and then you got Peja Stojakovic. I know he ain't a superstar, but he was Dirk, who is a great shooter, and like with this era of the NBA, when Corey, KD, and Corey leave, there was no superstar identity unless you play like really great defense, like let's just say Victor Wembanyama, or when you're a great offensive player Nikola Jokic. But there's not a lot of identity when it comes to these superstars, and that's why the NBA seems to also be having a hard time finding who's the next face unless you have the charisma of Anthony Edwards.
Mhm.
I think that's a good point, Sean. I think that's a good point. There's a couple of things I want to add too. Oh, Josh, you back? Yeah. I think if you look back, and this is really why Curry's a GOAT, because you gotta look back at the Warriors 2015, 2016. They really started all this shit. Like if you look back when like the uptick really started happening the most is from the 2015, 2016 season. Niggas really started shooting threes because they had to keep up with the Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors had the whole NBA unlocked so much where they was like, we gotta do something about this because it was crazy. So they really stole the Warriors' whole playbook. And now it's crazy because it's at a point where if you don't got a stretch big, a big who can hit a three, then you're cooked, bro. You're kind of cooked because like niggas is just gonna outscore you. They're gonna score 130, bro. So if you don't got a big who can hit threes, then you're kind of cooking this league. So I would like to see bigs play, like have some post moves, you know what I'm saying? Some mid ranges. I would like to see the versatility. But I think, you kind of got to go by what the game demands. And right now it's demanding threes, because if you don't shoot threes, then you lose. So I think that's just kind of where it's going to keep going. I think it's not a good thing in my opinion, but it's a necessary thing.
Back to Ahmad's point about the 130, I feel like the root of our problem is nobody's playing defense nowadays. I mean, like let's think of our top 5 defenders right now. Who's somebody that's going to lock down?
Bam Adebayo.
Lou Dort. Who else?
Yeah.
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday. Who else? Alex Caruso. He can get you a stop. He's
Bam Adebayo.
My son Draymond is sitting on everything. And y'all laughed at me when I drafted him. My son is locking up everything. Watch a Warrior game. He is the defensive player of the year. Mark it.
And then you got Wemby and you got Chet. Nobody else is really playing defense. Like our superstars are just playing. They're lackadaisical. When you think of your superstars, you don't think of them as a defender. You think of them as a scorer.
Mm-hmm.
We can't really think of anybody as both. Like Jordan was both. I could argue LeBron's known as both. He got that block. That's arguably one of the most iconic blocks, if not the most iconic block of all time.
Shaq was both. Kobe was both. Wilt.
Absolutely.
Larry Bird was both.
You was cooking until the end. Like
I'm not a LeBron fan, but our game is game. But name a more iconic block. I'll wait.
Giannis.
What?
That Giannis block was tough, but it wasn't better than
Anthony Edwards.
It's not better than blocked by James.
Yeah.
That's because they love to glaze James, But
it was Mike Breen. It was Mike Breen. He brought that play to life.
But back to what I was saying. None of the superstars are playing. They're known for defense. I mean, maybe Ant. But that's leaning into Jordan comparisons too much. People are comparing them to Jordan too much. But I mean, that's just one of the biggest problems is nobody's playing defense. If people were playing defense, people wouldn't be scoring all these points, getting all these threes. People would have to work for their buckets, get in the mid-range, post up, hit a bank shot like Tim Duncan,
But the thing is, the league is more geared toward the offense. The offense has the advantage. You feel me? The defensive player, you can't touch a player in the NBA for real. Pause. You can't really touch him. Like you gotta. The whistle is not. If you touch somebody in the NBA right now, bro, they're gonna blow the whistle, bro. But with that being said, if I just want to share with y'all, I got some stats up here. All right, in 2015, right, like y'all was talking about, can y'all guess how many players were shooting at least 8 threes a game? Attempting. Can y'all guess?
You said how many players?
How many?
I say,
how many NBA players were attempting 8 threes a game in 2015? Can y'all guess?
I'd say a solid 25.
Yeah, 30.
Okay. Go ahead, Sean.
1.
Go ahead, Damar.
I'm gonna say 20.
Sean, right on the money. 1. And can y'all guess who that one player was?
Harden.
Curry.
Harrison Barnes. Oh,
So Curry, all right. Now I'm gonna give y'all some more stats. That's one player that was attempting 8 threes in 2015. Can y'all guess how many players were attempting, let's say, 10 threes in 2018? That's 3 years. How many players were attempting about an average of 8 to 10 threes in
47.
2018?
Nah, I see like 80, 100.
Go
47.
ahead, John.
19.
Go ahead, Ahmad.
I'm gonna say 18.
4. There were 4 players in 2018
Dang, we suck.
attempting 8 to 10 threes, and those 4 players were Curry,
Harden.
Harden,
Sorry.
Damian Lillard,
Had to be somebody else on the Rockets. That Rockets
Clay?
team.
and Clay. All right, so now I'm gonna go forward. I'm gonna go to this season, 2025. Can you guess how many players are attempting 8 to 13 threes a game?
It gotta be like 40. It gotta be like in the 40s.
It's like 60, 80 now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's just
That's crazy.
attempting. You
Yeah.
see that jump? Just to put in perspective, like
Yeah,
that jump from 2015 when it was just
Yeah.
Curry,
yeah.
and now the whole league, everybody in the league has got to be able to shoot that
Yeah.
tray ball.
Yeah, because Curry changed the game. Changed the game.
That's impact. That's influence right
It
there.
is, yeah, bro.
that's influence, and I
That's
give it
great.
to him.
That's the greatest. That's GOAT talk.
Yeah.
Now Curry is a GOAT, but he's not the GOAT. But with that being said, I think it is good for the league. As a person who plays basketball himself, when you're able to space the floor and have shooters out, it can open up your game. Like D Book, we still got players like D Book, DeMar, Shea, Anthony Edwards. I mean, he's shooting a high clip of threes this year, but we still got some of those players that can isolate and get to the mid range and go for a pull up. But it opens up the court when you have players that can shoot. It opens up the offense. You can do a pick and pop. You can do a pick and roll and oop it to Anthony Davis. If Davis don't got that, he could kick out to LeBron for a 3, Austin Rivers, AR for a 3. So I'm just saying, like,
D'Lo.
D'Lo ain't hitting Trey Ball. That's why he on the bench. But
AD kicking out to LeBron for a corner 3. That was just funny to me. I don't know.
Yeah.
LeBron shooting 42%. You want to take it there? LeBron shooting 42% from 3 right now, Tink.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it lasts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see how long it lasts.
But with that being said, I think it is a good thing. It opens up the offense. There's different, schemes you can run. So I personally would say it's a good thing that it's more 3-point oriented. And to go back to Ahmad's point, you were saying you need a stretch big that can shoot. I mean, yeah, but you still got the Zubats. You still got the
For now.
Lively.
you still got the Sabonis's. Sabonis don't shoot a lot of threes. Sabonis is a triple-double machine. You feel me? A double-double machine, really. Jokic don't shoot a lot of threes, but he could shoot them.
Jokic is shooting pretty good from 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's attempting like what, 2 to 3?
But it keeps the defenders honest though, because it keeps the defenders honest because
but you don't necessarily need a big that could shoot the 3. You got Jakob Poeltl. I'm diving deep into my bag right now. You got bigs that can hold it down. Bam is shooting a little bit this year though, but Bam is still banging down.
Clint Capella.
Back in the day, Clint Capella, that Rockets team, they stretched the hell out of y'all. Pause.
Whoa. Hey, yo. That was crazy.
To them, bro.
That was crazy, bro. That was crazy.
Yo, that's getting clipped. That's getting clipped.
I digress.
So somebody clip that, bro. Somebody clip
I like it though.
Let's keep it pushing. Let's keep it.
I digress, but I agree that you need that 3-point shot. So I think it's good.
If no one has anything else to say, I'm gonna move on to the next topic. I love the conversation though. We gonna kind of switch lanes real quick. We're gonna go into boxing. I don't know if